I just got into Foundry.
Sweet.
I'm in.
We're waiting on Josiah.
I'm almost in.
Cool.
All right, I'm in.
All right. Last we left off, you guys had been in you had been trying to pick off the elder of the three rooks when a second rook had just joined the fight. So right now you have the upper hand over this one that is tumbling down through the air. Oh wait, this one. And this other one that is has just joined the fight. And I suppose we will continue from there. All right, hang on one second. I had something planned, but I will keep it for when Joel joins. Here we go.
It turns out that Raspberry Pi won't boot if you don't give it anything to boot off of.
I can imagine, yeah, no OS?
Yeah, I didn't put the micro SD card in it after I flashed it.
All right. Last we left off at the top of the round, it looks like. It is the rook that is currently wounded and tumbling through the air, wrapped up in vines from one of Kreth's piercing shots. All right. It is going to attempt to break free. It is going to make a... let me double check what his spell does here. Ensnaring Strike. It's going to take, D6 at the beginning of its turn. The target within reach... Alright, it's going to make a strength saving throw. But first it's going to take a d6 of damage. That's going to take 1 damage. It has to beat exactly a 14, so it barely succeeds, and so it is no longer restrained. Its wings burst from the vines, and it begins to slow its own descent. I would say at this point it's more like 80 feet above the ground. Is that at the end of its turn? Though, shoot. It has to take an action. So, yeah, that will be its action. And it is actually going to it slows its descent, and then it turns, and it starts to fly away. So it is, like, all the way over here, I would say. It had to stop its descent, so that took some of its movement.
So it's gone now?
It is not gone. It's not off the map, at least yet.
How far away is it? How many hundred feet?
Hard to tell exactly. It flew over some houses, so it's out of view at the moment. Unless your character can get an angle on it.
Okay.
But Celsi and Kreth can both see it. It would be about 150-ish feet away from them, because it's high up in the air.
Yep.
That will end its turn. Kazi. There is one of the rooks that is trying to escape. The elder one is trying to escape, and the younger one is swooping down, coming in very quickly.
How near is the younger one?
It is right here.
Like how high up?
Oh, it is 60 feet off the ground.
Okay.
It's diving in low.
I don't think this will reach. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out a way to stop them from getting away, but I don't think I have the ability to stop something that big from moving. No, Kazi is going to cast Call Lightning.
Okay.
About there.
Over the house, a huge another cloud appears, crackling with dangerous energy.
And then he is going to
Good.
roll damage to attack the elder one.
All right. Just before it is outside of the range, lightning bolts slam down. I'm seeing... Oh, why are you rolling 4d10 lightning damage when it says 3d10? I'm just curious.
Because that's what the spell gave me? I don't know.
Did you cast it at 4th level or something? I don't think you have 4th level yet.
No, I don't. Wait, what? If I hit damage, yeah, it says 40-10. Why does it say 40-10?
That must be a bug. I'm going to take the first 3 dice. Then. That will be 14 damage. And it strikes down on the fleeing rook, the elder one, the one that had almost killed Kreth all those years ago and had murdered eaten quite a few of his comrades. The lightning strikes at this fleeing creature, and it goes down. Tumbling
Wait, is it
down
dead?
into the buildings, you hear its body, after it's struck by the lightning, you hear its body slam into one of the buildings as it's a ton of flesh. It's pretty light for a creature of its size, but it still weighs a lot. It's the size of a building. And it you just hear an enormous crash as the creature slams it to the ground.
Wait, is it dead?
It is dead. It had only 8 hit points left.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So that's the big one?
Yes. That one is dead. Anything else you're doing, Kazi?
No, that's all Kazi can do pretty much.
All right, it is
He
Kreth's.
is, however, actually, he is going to scoot over to that side of the room.
Okay, makes sense. Kreth, of course, Kreth said that he's going to make a lot of arrow attacks, and that's...
Does he have any more Monstrosity Slayer arrows?
Huh?
Monstrosity Slayer arrows.
He is out of those. He does have a couple of +1 arrows, so I'm going to use those.
Actually, yeah, but can he also use Ensnaring Strike? Like
How
the
many
Vine attack?
spells does he have? He can, yeah.
I think that would be really helpful.
When can he use Ensnaring Strike? Does that have to be before? As you hit the target... No, wait. It's a bonus action. As you hit the target, Grasp and Vines appear and make it a strength saving throw. It doesn't say that this can be used... Does it have to be called before an attack action? I would say it would be after, actually. That might be the advantage of this spell. It doesn't say, because it just says as a bonus action. But anyway, I'm taking too long here. So he is going to make an attack. He's going to make 2 attacks here. With his heavy crossbow, +1. That is a 23, and that is a 26. So both of those will hit. Oh, actually, he is not going to use... I would say he's going to use Ensnaring Strike, so he's not going to mark the new bird just yet. But with the first one, that is going to be Ensnaring Strike. This thing is going to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, is it its turn now? Or...
No,
Oh,
it just makes it when the attack is made. It actually fails by 1, so it is going to become restrained as vines wrap around this creature. There's no size restriction on Ensnaring Strike, is there? It does have advantage, actually. A larger creature has advantage on this saving throw. Unfortunately, it is going to succeed until it is not restrained. So vines begin to wrap around it as the arrow slams into it, but it manages to break through like the Elder One. It is going to, however, take some damage from both of those attacks. That is going to be... he has a bunch of things that add damage, doesn't he? He has... I believe he has Giant Slayer, or whatever that feature is called. Is what happens when you try to play another character. Hunter's Prey, he has Colossus Slayer, so on the second attack, on the second hit, since the first hit, the Ruck is not damaged, he will deal an extra 1d8 to the target. So he is going to do 8 as the first crossbow hits, and then 14 damage. 8. And then 14. But it doesn't seem to phase the Ruck too much, as these are like tiny little, even though they're massive crossbow bolts, they're like small slivers of wood compared to the size of this creature. Kreth is going to move to here, and that will end his turn, making it the Rook's turn. The Rook can move up to... is pretty fast. Is going to move 70
isn't it
feet.
ensnared, Andrew? Andrew, isn't it ensnared?
It is not. In the spell's description, it said it had a large or larger creatures have advantage, and this is a gargantuan creature.
Oh, okay.
So it had advantage, and it rolled again and got a 20.
Yep.
Yep, I missed that part. But it does affect larger creatures, they just have advantage. It is going to make an attack on... It is going to try and make an attack on Ruben here. That is going to be with its talons. That is going to be a 17. I believe that does not hit.
No, that does not hit.
All right, that is going to be a 29.
I'm pretty sure that hits.
As it swept, you managed to deftly dodge the first talon, but then when the second talon comes up, it is you are in the wrong spot to. You can't really move on top of your horse, and it actually grabs and rips you off of your horse. You are not going to take damage. Instead, it has grabbed you. And so you are currently grappled by the rook. It moved 70 feet on its turn, so that means it can still move another 50 feet. Oh.
It leaves area of attack for Herbert. Herbert can hit it as it leaves.
Actually, one of its abilities is that it can ignore, while it's swooping down, it can ignore attacks of opportunity.
Oh.
If a rook has a creature grappled, the rook flies up to half of its fly speed without provoking opportunity attacks and drops that creature. So it is going to fly 60 feet up into the air. It's going to take you out here a little bit. So it is now 60 feet up in the air. It dropped down to about 0 or 5 feet. And now it's back up to 60 feet. And it is going to it swoops up, brings its wings up and starts flapping harder and harder until you are high into the air, Ruben, and then it's going to just let you go. And you are currently in a free fall.
Andrew.
So that is where...
So how far is he falling?
60 feet.
Kazi will
Okay.
cast Featherfall. Unless you want to call it.
I was about to do that, but...
Okay, you cast it.
You
Because I
have-
can cast it. I can blast it with lightning.
Yeah,
All right, I will
'Cause it only costs a
I will
reaction.
say that Ruben will hit the ground at the end of his next turn, at the end of his turn on this round. So, since I feel like it would be fair for him to give him an action before he hits the ground, because that's quite a long distance to fall. You have a few seconds.
Then no one can. No one is between him and that, so he's gonna die.
Oh, unfortunate. It is the Jackal's turn.
Wouldn't
Is the Jackal doing
Andrew.
anything? Yes.
Wouldn't it hit at the end of the rock's turn? Because that's the full 6 seconds. Because that's usually how you have it go.
Normally, the creature falls immediately, according to the base rolls. I'm actually being a little more lenient on this.
Oh.
Yeah. So normally,
Well,
the
it
creature
go
falls up
up.
to it's like 80 or 100 feet. The creature falls instantly.
Oh.
So I want to be more lenient. I think it's reasonable to give him at the very least an action before he hits the ground.
Okay.
But unfortunately, you guys are in the wrong initiative order to have a good reaction. Kazi, you have just finished taking down one of the rooks, and you're still focused on that lightning spell. It is Herbert's turn. What is Herbert going to do?
Herbert is going to. Where is it? Ah, found it. Blast it with more magic missiles.
All right, go ahead and roll damage. I believe it's well within range of magic missile. Yeah, it is.
It's going to take 4 damage for 5 darts.
4 damage. So wait, okay, that will be 20 damage, right? It takes 20 force damage as a flurry of darts slam into it, even as it is high up into the air.
Actually, wait, no. Only 3 darts. Only 3 darts.
Oh. You said 5, so it will take 8 less damage. There we go. All right. Is Herbert doing anything else?
Not really. Probably should have had him hold his attack, but whatever. That works too.
Ruben, it is now your turn. You are just getting let go of the massive talons of this creature. I'm going to say the creature did fly out of your reach, so it's currently just out of melee range of you, probably about 10, 15 feet away.
Okay, how does the thing grab me and pick me up, and then I can't even attack the thing?
That is that is one of the abilities of the rook. That's what makes it so dangerous. It can pick up a large creature and then just drop it from a large height. Anything you would like to do, Ruben?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw javelins at it.
All right, yeah, you were falling through the air. You twist your body around and you pull out 2 javelins to hurl. Yeah, go ahead and make attacks. It is well within range of the short range of a javelin. So,
How does Hunter's Mark work?
Hunter's Mark, you do an extra 1d6 damage on a hit. Whenever you hit the creature, you do add 1d6. You also have advantage on attempting to find the creature and perceiving the creature.
Okay, because I cast it on the last one, but doesn't it take a bonus action to transfer or something weird like that?
If the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, you can take a bonus action to move the mark to a new creature you can see within range. So you would need a bonus action to mark the new rook.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Because I got Misty Step for my bonus action.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and make 2 attacks then.
But I can use Valve Enmity against the thing.
Yes, you can.
Alright. That means I get advantage, right?
Yes. All right. The first javelin slams into the underbelly of this creature. The second one, however, goes wide. And that one manages to miss the wing, but just barely. 26 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And you do have slow. Do you have javelin mastery? Javelin weapon mastery? Okay. That you do have slow. So you can choose to reduce its speed by 10 feet if you wish.
Yeah, I'm going to.
All right. It is slowed at the moment. Takes
Takes
10 points of damage as the javelin. There's a huge javelin sticking out of this creature. It lets out a loud cry in anger as it feels the pain of another javelin another pointed object sticking into it. Anything else you're doing?
So I have Misty Step. So can I teleport to the ground?
You can teleport up to 30 feet to any unoccupied space you can see. So you can teleport 30 feet further down.
But you said I wasn't in melee range of it, but presumably I would have been falling as I was throwing the javelins.
For the purposes of not overcomplicating this, you are still in the same spot you are when you're doing all of this. It's like, I don't necessarily want to be like, oh, you lose 10 feet of height as you're making your bonus action, and then you lose 20 feet of height while you're making your action. I don't necessarily want to do that. So that's why I'm keeping you in you're in your current spot until the end of your turn where you will fall. As like a simplification of what's going on. It's a lot closer. It would probably be, I would say, 20 feet up or so.
So that'd only be a long 10-ish feet. How far away am I from it? I'm gonna get as close to one of those roofs as I can.
All right. You cast Misty Step, disappearing, vanishing from where you are 60 feet up in the air. And you reappear much closer to the house than you were a moment ago. I'm going to say with the fact that you're doing this at sort of an angle, you're going to end up falling, about 10 feet or so. Make a dexterity check.
He's already had Featherfall cast on him.
He does?
No, I haven't.
Yes, you have. Adrien cast it.
Oh, you did?
When did
It's
you
a
cast?
reaction.
Wait, it's a reaction?
You can cast Featherfall
Yeah.
as a reaction?
Oh, I missed that. Oh, yeah, he's good.
Hang on, I wasn't aware of this. I want to check that out
I
real
was
quick.
aware of it.
Choose up to 5 falling casting time reaction, range 60 feet. Choose up to 5 falling creatures within range. A falling creature's rate of descent slows to 60 feet per round until the spell ends. If the creature lands before the spell ends, the creature takes no fall damage from the fall, and the spell ends for that creature.
See, that's funny, because it doesn't specify that you have to see the creature. And in this case, you would not be able to see Ruben. However, you can still cast that spell on him. So, Ruben, I'm going to say, you don't realize that Featherfall has been cast on you, and you teleport about 10 to 15 feet above the house, and you expect to hit the tiles of the roof hard. Instead, you just float down. You are now on the roof of the building right here.
Okay.
Yeah, so you are fine. Luckily, you didn't take it. It would not have been lethal, but it would have definitely hurt. That would have been 66 damage. That will make it Adrian's turn. You are up. But you did cast one of your spells.
Yeah, it was only reaction, though.
Yep, but
And it was a wizard spell slot.
Ah, okay. That was your, what is it called? Mage Initiate?
No, it was a
spell?
No, that... Actually, wait. Do I have that as my... Give me 1 second. No, currently Mage Armor is my wizard spell initiate spell.
Oh, you have...
I cast that using... I have a level in wizard.
I didn't realize you had a level in wizard. Okay, yeah. Then it works out. What are you doing?
Adrien is gonna step to somewhere where he can see the thing. I don't know, like
Yeah,
here?
you'd have to walk up to about here to get a good line of sight on it.
Okay. And he's going to... Honestly, he's probably just going to cast Eldritch Blast twice. Alright, so that's 11, 9, 26, and 13.
All right. Only the 26 will hit. However, on that last Eldritch Blast, there's a flash of divine light, and your spell is actually redirected. Instead of blatantly missing, it slams directly into the rook. So those last two will hit.
Why?
That is the War Cleric Kaszi'iser Weaver, who just used a Channel Divinity. Guided Strike.
Okay. Oh, Guided Strike. Okay, so that's just straight up attack roll.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, so I roll for damage twice. That is 13 and 5.
Youch. All right, more magic and magic arrows and javelins are pelting this thing, but it is still not bloodied. Though it is starting to look a little bit wounded. Will that end your turn, Adrien?
That was action and bonus action, so the only thing Adrien is going to do is step back to here. So he's a bit more undercover. That's pretty much all he can do.
All right. That will end your turn then. That will then make it Kaszi'iser Weaver's turn. All right, she is concentrating on Crusader's Mantle at the moment. So actually, shoot those... hang on, I gotta double check this. I'm managing a lot of stuff at the moment. Your allies each deal an extra 1d4 radiant damage when hitting a weapon on an unarmed strike. So Kreth would have actually done more damage to this creature. How many times did Kreth hit? Was it both times? I believe it was both times. So the creature actually took 2d4 more damage. So it takes 5 points of radiant damage. And I believe, unfortunately, Ruben, when he threw those javelins, was outside of the range of the effect. But she is going to step forward, and she is going to cast Guided Strike on the rook from here.
Slunk.
Guiding Bolt. She's going to cast it at 2nd level. That will be a 25 to hit. That will hit. Okay, the next creature to make an attack on this rock will gain advantage. And also, it is going to take 18 radiant damage. All right, Kazi, it is your turn.
All right. Kazi is going to do the normal Slam with Lightning. There's 3d10, 24 damage.
All right, it is as it is hovering in the air, another bolt of lightning emerges from the cloud, slamming into it. It's going to take. Actually, it's going to make a dexterity check, saving throw. That is going to be a 6. That will not hit. That will not succeed. So it's going to take all 24 lightning damage.
Blam.
Yeah, it is now singed a little bit across a bunch of its feathers. Anything else you're doing, Kazi?
Kazi can't really do anything else.
Youch.
The joy of wizards.
It is Kreth's turn. Kreth is going to approach the door and is going to fire some arrows up at the creature. He's going to use +1 arrows. So he has a +1 to damage and to hit. A 10 unfortunately will not hit, but that is a critical hit. So he is going to roll critical damage. Also, he is going to roll critical hits double the damage dice, I believe. So I would say that would double the Crusader's Mantle damage. So it'll take 30 points of damage as 31 because of the +1 arrow as the crossbow sinks into this creature. It is now bloodied as you guys are pelting it with all kinds of spells and weapons, javelins, arrows, holy damage, and lightning. It is looking a little rough. Kreth is going to go back into here, and that makes it the Rook's turn again. The Rook is looking down. It's intelligent enough to know that Ruben's not going to be affected by it attempting to drop him again, as he is slowly falling. So it is going to choose a new target. And there are 3 in front of it. So I would say just for fairness. Okay. It is going to swoop down, and it is going to... its talon is going to try and wrap around Celsi Weaver.
Kazi is going to cast a Feather Fall as his reaction.
What is
for...
the range on that spell?
I think it's 60 feet from me, but I'm within 60 feet. Because he's going to cast it as soon as they grab it.
Okay. Yeah, she is within range. Alright, she has the effects of Feather Fall, if you want to put that in the chat. Actually, I can put it on Ruben then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and I have it affecting 5 different people.
Alright.
Wait, it says 5 falling. So can I not cast it?
Yeah, I would say she would have to be falling first, and she's going to be moved more than 60 feet away.
Okay, so I can't cast it then.
Yeah, unlike Adrien, who was within range based on his position, you're way too far back into the house to be a good spot for this.
Oh.
So unfortunately, the creature has to hit first. So that is going to be 2 swipes. Oh, wrong one. A beak and a talon attack. That'll be a 31 and 18. Unfortunately, both will hit. She doesn't exactly have particularly heavy armor. Actually, the talons it is just attempting to grapple, so it is not going to roll damage with the talons, but it is going to roll damage with the beak. So that is 30 points of damage. Ouch. Yeah, she is going to take 30 points of piercing damage, and she's going to make a concentration, and she succeeds. But she's going to be lifted up and pulled 60 feet into the air. And it is going to let go, and then it still has... How far did it go? About 60. It can still move. Yeah, it is going to let go. And so at the end of Celsi Weaver's turn, she is going to be hitting the ground. It is Herbert's turn. Kazi, it is Herbert's turn.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure something out. Alright. Herbert is... So, is it an attack of opportunity if when the bird swoops down to grab another person, Herbert can slam it with the axe?
If Herbert is holding his action, that would not count. I would say that wouldn't count as an attack of opportunity, because that's not a reaction. That's his action.
Herbert then is going to hold his action and smash it with the axe as soon as it's within range.
Okay. All right, Ruben, you are on top of the roof at the moment. What are you doing?
What's the range on my bow?
Yeah, why does it refuse to tell you the range on the character sheet? That is 80 feet. So it is within 80 feet of you. 80 feet for the normal attack.
All right, then it's in range.
And you have advantage.
Yeah.
That, unfortunately, will not hit. You let the arrow fly, but you are aiming a little too far ahead, and it goes wide. You do have a second attack if you wish.
I forgot to say this, but for my bonus action, I was going to switch Hunter's Mark to this one.
Ah, okay. Yep. It is now marked.
22. How about that?
22. That will hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Ouch. All right, it is going to take 1 point of damage as it just scrapes off a feather. It's a feather the size of a dinner plate. It's a feather the size of a surfboard, but still, it's only a feather. Yeah?
I have to roll Hunter's Mark damage.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's a little bit, yeah, thanks to the Hunter's Mark, it is a more reasonable amount of damage. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, I think I'll just sit here.
Adrien, it is your turn.
Ah, it's finally my turn.
Yes.
Okay.
Open this effect is way over here.
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to step out to here.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot the thing. 13, 12, 19, 25.
The 19 and the 25 will hit. Unfortunately, you are outside of the bubble of range for Celsi to assist you with a guided strike.
No, I'm standing within it.
It's a 30-foot emanation, and she is 60 feet in the air.
Oh, because she's in the air.
Yeah, emanations are spheres, I believe.
Yeah. Alright, so that's 2 attack rolls. I somehow rolled a 3 on the 3d10 twice, so that is 7 plus 7.
14 damage. Yeah, it takes another chunk. This thing is starting to look a little worse for wear after all of you guys focusing it down with a barrage of projectiles. It is Chelsea Weaver's turn, unless you would like to do something else, Adrien.
I can't do anything else other than move back here, which I was going to do anyway. And that's the end of my turn.
Yeah, Celsi can't actually do a lot of things here. She doesn't have anything like... yeah, she is just going to... Yeah, she's going to do the same thing that Ruben did. As Ruben started to fall, he turned and threw some javelins. But she is going to... She's going to hit it with another guiding bolt. At 2nd level. Where are spells? What are spells? That is going to be 25. That will hit. Oh, wow, she's actually lucky with these. 17 damage, and the next attack against the creature has advantage. And she is going to fall and hit the ground. She hits the paving stones. She's going to take 66 damage. A d6 for every 10 feet. For every 10 feet. That is going to be 20 damage. So she hits the ground and manages to barely stand up again. She is looking very, very rough.
I mean, I would cast Featherfall.
How far away? How far away are you at the moment?
I mean, I did it on Ruben. Let me see the measuring tool a second. Yeah, it's reaction, so I can technically cast it right before she hits the ground.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, so you managed to... Okay, so she doesn't... Actually, because of the way that Featherfall works, her velocity is almost immediately canceled out. So she is falling extremely fast until suddenly slows down almost just a couple of feet before the ground. And she manages to fall on her feet without taking a significant chunk of damage. So that is a good catch by you. Kazi, it is back to you.
And it's like, I don't really have a problem casting... using my first level wizard spells like that, because that's pretty much what they're for.
Yep.
Lightning bolt, 18 damage.
18 damage. Yeah, it is going to attempt to dodge the lightning. It fails once again and takes the full amount. Anything else you'd like to do, Kazi?
No.
Once again, a chunk of lightning flies and then slams into the creature, arcing across its back. It is still, however, flying through the air. It is Kreth's turn. Kreth is going to unleash a bunch of arrows, like he said he would. He used 2+1 arrows before. So now he's down to 8. He is actually, I forgot to Hunter's Mark him this time, so this time Kreth is going to do Hunter's Mark. And you know what, he's going to step inside of the space. Inside of the spell effect, so he does extra damage. I am not as used to these character sheets as you guys are. That is going to be a 15 and 18. Both, or the 15 will barely hit. So that is going, actually, that is a 16. So it will definitely hit. And that is 14 damage and 14 damage. Plus a d4, plus a d6. Ouch, okay, hang on. So that is going to be 28 damage. Plus a d6 for both hits from Hunter's Mark. So that is number 5. And then 2d4 because of what is it called again? Crusader's Mantle. And that is going to be an extra 4 damage. That is a lot of damage. The rock is looking very wounded at this point. Very rough. It is barely staying in the air. It is, however, the rock's turn. The rock, like its parent, like its elder, it is going to begin to fly away. So it is going to start lifting up into the air, gaining height very, very quickly. I'm going to say it's going to be up to 100 feet and over here. So it is now fleeing, probably for its life. The hunter's instinct of this creature being replaced with the fear of its own death. It just starts flying away. Herbert. It is Herbert's turn.
Herbert is going to be annoyed and blast it with Magic Missile. Horrible.
Yeah. Alright, is it within range? What is the range of Magic Missile?
120 feet.
120 feet. Yeah. No, wait. I would say it's about 150, 160 feet away. because it has it's also 100 feet into the air. The
Oh,
height makes it more complex.
If he moved 20 feet forward, would that help?
Yeah, I would say he could barely get into range with his movement.
Stupid wall. There's a wall in his way.
Is there? Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, he would have to walk around that and go to here, and then
Wait, did you say that wall broke?
a section of the wall broke. It broke up to where Herbert was.
Oh,
Herbert had like
okay.
3/4 cover because he was standing at the end of the wall, which is
Well,
right here.
I see. So anyway, Herbert's gonna go out and blast it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
4 magic missiles at 3, so 4 times 12.
12 damage. They slam into the ruck, but the ruck is still flying. Ruben, it is back to your turn. The ruck is very quickly and very fast flying away.
Yeah, is there a whole lot I can even do about it? How fast can I get to my horse?
You would just have to jump down, so that'd be a couple feet of movement. Though you would be jumping down 20 feet, so you would take 2d6 of damage. But you could get to your horse easily. Also, your horse could come to you. You could hop onto it fairly easily.
Yeah. So if I hop onto it, and the horse comes to me, I take 2d6 damage, you said?
Ew.
Ouch, you're falling onto the horse. So I would say the fall damage would be
I'm here now.
shared. Oh,
Yo,
Joel is here.
we killed the big rock.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the adult. Yeah, it was struck down by lightning before it made its escape, and now you guys have mostly defeated the third and final ruck, but it is trying to make its escape at the moment. Shoot, I can't find rules on the getting onto a horse, so I'm gonna say that would be a bonus action if I remember that. For now, that'll be a bonus action because I don't remember where the rules are for mounting a creature in combat.
Oh, okay.
All right, so you order your horse forward. You quickly hop onto it. You are going to take 4 damage, and you ride forward after the ruck.
That's not measuring. I don't know how far it is.
Just point where you want to go, and I can measure.
I want to go as close to the rook as I can.
What is the horse's movement speed? It is 60, so it can get to about here. So you, I believe, lose concentration. I believe. Do you also have plus? Yeah. Okay. So you do lose concentration on Hunter's Mark, unfortunately, Ruben. But you can get to about here on your horse.
So how much feet would that be away from the rook?
At that point, it would probably be about 110-ish feet from the rook. It is high up in the air.
Can my bow even do that?
Yes, it can, but you would be making it at disadvantage, which would be canceled out by your vengeance effect.
Okay.
So yeah, your oath of vengeance, and so because of that, it would just be a straight roll. All right, go ahead and make an attack.
Alright.
A 12, unfortunately, will not hit, but the second shot strikes true. Go ahead and roll damage.
Wow. My arrows are really bad. Last time I rolled a 1 too.
And unfortunately, you do not have him at Hunter's Mark since you lost concentration. It takes 1 point of damage, and it is still alive.
There's nothing else I can do, is there?
Unfortunately, no. You were able to catch up and get within range, but unfortunately, it's still not enough. Adrien, it is your turn.
Alright. How far away is it actually?
It is 100 feet in the air, and horizontally, it is 111 feet away from you, or 100 feet. So I would say I don't want to use like I don't want to use geometry, so I'm just gonna ballpark it and say it's 140 feet away.
So if I run out of the house, just select my character here a second. So if I run 60 feet out, I can probably reach it.
Yeah, depends on what width though.
Give me a second here. Expeditious retreat. I can dash as a bonus action.
All right. So okay, so that is what you did right there. That is a
That was me. That was my movement and the bonus action to get there, which I believe gets me in range. So I still have an action left.
yes, you do.
Now the question is, do I risk it on... Has Celsi used her boost thing this round yet?
She has not.
So if I cast Guiding Bolt, I'm within range of her.
Yes.
She could boost it.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt and hope I don't crit fail. That's a 14.
A 14 would barely miss, if not for the last channel divinity that Celsi Weaver has, adding a +10 to the attack. So she is going to use Guided Strike on you with her reaction.
That is 24 damage.
So if you've ever seen like a plane hit by a critical hit, if you ever seen a plane get hit by like a missile and it just like explodes and it starts going down like and then it impacts into the far distance, that's what happens to this rook. So your guiding bolt strikes it. It is a very critical wound across the wing, and it just starts spiraling this bird until finally, off in the distance, you watch as it slams into a house, just crumbling the entire structure, and it does not move.
Nice.
I actually got to use my utility spells towards the end of Fairmount in that fight.
Okay. And now, you find yourselves in the midst of a now recently freed town.
How much XP was that?
Oh, that is a good question. Hang on, I will grab that. Two rooks, very dangerous opponents. Yeah, creatures you would not want to meet. Huh?
Did we end up getting XP for the first rock? I can't remember.
Yes, I believe you did.
Did.
Okay.
Let me
Because
run
was a
the
lot.
calculation here. Divided by the players. Everybody gets 3,600 XP.
Whoa.
That's a nice amount of XP.
Yep.
3,600?
Yes.
We're at 19,915.
Yep.
Perfect. Do I still have heroic inspiration? I forgot if I used that.
No, it looks like you never used that. Speaking of which,
Perfect.
now that you've killed all three rooks, everybody gets... You have freed the town of Westwood from this plight that has been brought upon it by a very angry dwarf. And because of that, you guys all get heroic inspiration, and for freeing the town, you also get...
stack.
No, unfortunately. If you have it, you only get 1 point of it.
Dang it.
But everybody gets heroic inspiration and 500 XP for freeing the town of Westwood.
500 more. 2415.
20. Yeah, okay. I heard 2415, which is the same thing as 2415, but it sounds different depending on what you emphasize.
20,415. All right, but you guys have killed the rooks now. What are you doing now?
What do we do next?
I don't even know. What do we do now?
There
So what was all that
is-
Ozzy was supposed to do in this game again? He was just supposed to bring the letter to the mayor and then
Yes.
go to the front lines, wherever those are.
Yes, that's what you. That was what you were told to do. Take mostly to aid
Okay.
and take scope of what is going on in that part of the war. Because apparently there is an army. You got confirmation from. I don't remember if the mayor told you or the will speaker told you, but one of them told you about the army to the north at the fort.
Okay. And then my other question, is there anything valuable on a rock that we'd like to loot?
They would make definitely impressive trophies. There's nothing alchemical. You can make a nature check. 8. There are some very impressive trophies. Like, people will pay a lot for the talons of a rook because they're like the size of swords. They're fairly impressive to put on the mantle. Or actually, the feathers are worth something.
Yeah.
Though it would take a while to collect.
Kazi is
The
going to take...
feathers are the size of some of the larger feathers are the size of surfboards, so they're huge.
Oh, okay, so they wouldn't fit easily on your back or whatever.
Yeah.
Kazi is going to take Single rock pinion feather.
All right, you pluck it out. It takes a little bit of strength, but it's like pulling a large hair out, and it comes loose from the corpse of the massive gargantuan bird.
And Kai's gonna sling it across his back.
Yeah, how much would a rock feather be worth?
Yeah, good question. How much would it be worth if we were to sell it?
A ruck's feather?
Yeah.
A individual ruck's feather wouldn't be worth a ton. However, an entire body's worth of ruck's feathers, you could probably sell them for a few hundred gold, actually. You could make a lot of pillows out of that many feathers. But it would take a bit to harvest them all.
I mean, you'd probably try to
Yeah.
harvest them.
The Golden Will, if they would be interested in buying it from us.
As you are gathered around the body of the old one, Kreth, do you have anything to say in this silence after the battle?
Is anyone else around that I would know?
Not at the moment. The townspeople are probably still at the church, or they're coming over to take a look, because anybody across town could have seen those rooks be plunge out of the sky. They're hard to miss.
I guess Kreth looks up silently, remembering all of his friends that were slain by the rocks, but he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, you stand in silent vigil as the corpse of the hunter of your group has finally been brought down. As you are doing that, you guys begin to hear a cheer rising up from somewhere, breaking the silence. And you go out back into the street, probably around here, to find the streets once again filling up with people. People who seem very happy. It's the opposite of an angry mob. It's a celebrating one.
It's a happy mob.
Yeah, a happy mob. There is cheering going on as they come to see the two large corpses of these rooks on the ground. The mayor is there. There's a number of the clerics of the Golden Will, and there's a smattering of other people. Some people who aren't from Westwood that were swept up in this whole catastrophe, mainly merchants. I see. So you finally killed the beasts. This is the halfling mayor.
Yes, we did.
Well,
Would you like to buy 3 rocks from us? Kazi says with a slight smile.
what use would I... And then he turns to the will speaker, and the will speaker is giving him a look. Yes, as a matter of fact, I propose a And he starts to say something, and then there is an explosion from across the city that can be heard. Somebody had cast a fireball around that area. We could deal with one problem after another. It appears that the guild is at it again. But the citizens can return back to their normal lives, and that is what is important. I propose that we have a celebration, now that the people can return to their homes. I agree. Yes, Will Speaker. That is what we shall do. I propose a feast. Unfortunately, some of the guards will have to be busy. We'll have to man the walls again, and see what's going on with the fort up north. But, at the moment, we are free. No longer staying in that tent. I'll be glad to get back to my own house. And actually, he looks at the rook. I might get a new mattress. Yes, you there. And he points to one of the merchants that is watching this whole interaction going on. How much would you say that a whole body's rooks of feathers would be? Actually, it depends on whether the age of the rook. This is not a hypothetical question. I'm asking how much would these be worth? Yes, I could take a look at it, but I'm no expert in rook feathers. But I do know that an entire body's worth of them can go for 200, 300 gold, and more expensive markets like Whitewall. Excellent. Then, we'll take them. The city will take them. Isn't that right, Mayor? Yes, that's correct. How much should I ask? I believe we should reward these powerful and heroic individuals with a large sum, which is what you promised. Did I? Did I promise gold? Yes, you did. I believe 60 gold should suffice. Everybody looks at him. 600 gold. I believe you are getting closer, but there is a standard, a guild standard, I regret to say, but still a standard for saving a town from a dangerous monster invasion. Their participation was nearly whole, I would say. They brought down all three rooks, which would mean that they would have... There's a whole complicated calculation. I'm sure your clerks could figure it out. I'll get them to work. Tell you what, enjoy a feast on the town of Westwood. We're opening up the good stuff. And as he says that, everybody begins to cheer again. We will get together your reward in the morning. I gotta get this town back in order. People back in their homes. This is a disaster. If I had the authority, I would kick out the guild. Even if they're having some conflict, they have to join into the town's defense. That's in the contract. And he angrily stomps off. And with that, you watch as the people of Westwood, now no longer confined to the area around the Golden Will, begin setting up tables, and they seem very much cheered. Some people come up to you, thanking you personally for your assistance. There are some people who are returning home to find their home crushed under the weight of a massive rook, and they don't look too happy. But everybody else looks pretty ecstatic about not being stuck in that small area after several days.
Whoops.
All right, so there is a sort of impromptu feast or festival that is put on in the town of Westwood, as they are at war and they have a little bit of a conflict going on between guilds in one section, in the guild section of the city. The rest of the town seems just happy to be out of that area, to not be stuck under the reign of 3 tyrannical birds. So, how are you guys enjoying your evening, or are you continuing to work?
Continuing to work. As in,
are you taking some time to feast with the town, or are you more intent on doing something else?
we do have to deal with the guild, probably, right?
Yeah. But neither the mayor nor the will speaker seems to be particularly in a hurry to deal with that.
Let's do that tomorrow morning, because I want to have all my 3rd level spell slots, just in case things go south. Because I have none right now. I don't like that.
Alright.
Definitely want a short rest.
So what are you guys doing in the meantime? You have a little bit before nightfall.
I would say that we are resting or working on various projects.
Alright.
Can I count off a day of my Arcana training?
Yes, you can. You spend some... Now that the town is freed, it has... many of the businesses that have opened back up, though most of them are currently putting on a feast. Those of you that visit the feast find out or remember, at the very least, why the Goldmark region is perhaps the greatest region to feast in. Apples the size of pumpkins the size of... even one particularly large pumpkin the size of carts. The produce that is grown in the Goldmark region is legendary. And so are the catches. Luckily, some of the hunters have, even though the rooks did pick the place clean, some hunters bring out some fresh kills that were under a preservation spell. So they are nice and fresh. Deer the size of cows that are brought out and cooked, roasted over open fires. It is a magnificent thing to behold.
All right.
While all this is happening... Oh, go ahead. You may all long rest if you wish.
Nice.
Nothing interrupts your sleep.
Yay! I got 5 full uses back on the Cube of Force.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep. Is everybody else taking a long rest?
Yes.
Where are our other tokens on the main map?
Yes.
On the main map, I just have you guys,
Yeah.
just because I added you guys because I can add the other tokens if you want to modify them.
And I rolled a 1.
Where is it? Celsi Weaver and oh yeah, she needs to take a long rest as well. No wait, that's a short rest. Long rest. There we go. And Adrien. No, wait, that's just Kazi again. There, that is the current party. Oh wait, actually there is Herbert. What did I have Herbert under? I really have no idea. What is going on here? Oh, yeah, I have him under player summons. There we go. That is the team. The squad. We got the squad here. So as you guys get something to eat, some pretty good food, some free night at a nice inn within this town. The people you freed more than willing to accommodate your guys' needs. Adrien, you get a full night's set of sleep. Thankfully, nobody visits you in your dreams like the previous night. However, I might have played my hand a little too soon. There is a member of the party that has rejoined. Adrien, you awake to find your familiar, your owl, above your bed, just watching you.
Does it have anything with it?
Gripped in its talons, partly gripped by one of the digits of its talon, is a sheet of paper.
What does it say?
You approach, grabbing the sheet of paper from your familiar. It has 2 words on it. They have been scratched out. It looks like whoever made this clearly did not have a pen or anything to write with. Instead, written quite gruesomely in blood, are 2 words. Send help. It's scratched messily across the entire page. In straight lines. It's almost difficult to read the words that were written here.
Eldred said he was dead, right?
Yes, he did.
He's not. Kazi just is guessing that he's not dead. That's all.
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if Eldred lied. Problem is, if he... What? Did Eldred mention anything about the Forbidden Library?
He mentioned that making sure I have his name correctly, Maxwell Norrith. He mentioned that your uncle Maxwell, he had been visiting he had found some forbidden knowledge that was too dangerous for him to be kept alive, effectively. And he did say the title of the book, which is, let me pull that out here. I have it written down, but I have all the notes about the Rooks in Westwood opened at the moment. There we go. No, that is not it. Oh, here it is. Yes, it is Divine Theory, a study of the world, the gods, and the outer planes.
Divine Theory. Can you repeat the name again?
Divine Theory, a study on the world, the gods, and the outer planes.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, and that is all that it appears to be. A note sent by... You would be aware that there would only be one person the owl would bring a note back from. Though your familiar can't talk to you, you are aware that this was a message sent by Maxwell Norrith. Though this would have been several days ago.
Possibly before he was killed. Or if he was killed. We don't technically know that yet.
Possibly. As this is going on, Ruben, what are you doing? This is early in the morning the next day.
What would Ruben be doing?
What would you be doing, Ruben? Are you sleeping in? Are you preparing for the day? Are you sharpening your weapons?
Yeah, I'm probably just sharpening my weapons, polishing my plate armor because it's a bit battered.
After the beating it just took.
Yeah.
At this very moment, as you are in your quarters, your hotel room that you got for free for helping the town, you are sharpening your weapons, preparing your equipment, and getting ready to go, when you receive a message. You've gotten this from this before, and you recognize the sender. This is from the Archwizard Coldheart. You've gotten one from him before, which is him telling you to, just him simply saying he is back at his tower, and you are welcome to visit him sometime. The message, however, that you got... Yes? The message, however, that you got this time is not something as typical or as simple as I have returned home. You can visit anytime you need. Before we get to that message, however, there is going to be a little bit of a cutaway. But instead of going to the Crescent Lake region, for this one goes to the Cold Valley region. As Archmage Coldheart, defeated, stumbles through a gateway along with a large group of other members of the expedition. When the ambush began, Archmage Coldheart and the expedition assigned to find the lair of the Black Dragon had it completely under his control. They were outnumbered, sure, but hundreds of kobolds are kindling to experienced adventurers and veteran scouts. However, that was when Vilveth took the field. The impossible way that he moved and the ability to turn invisible and vanish and move around the battlefield at will made him a very difficult opponent to even Coldheart's powerful magics.
Vilveth was the one who killed Maxwell.
However, that was not too dangerous of a fight, though Coldheart did have concerns about where the battle would end up. However, when Uldred the Mad took the field, the Archwizard feared for his life. A great battle between powerful magics took place, with Coldheart constantly having to watch his back for the daggers and knives that Vilveth threw at him and attempted to plant into his back, and the powerful high-tier magics of Uldred the Mad. They fought over storms. They teleported around the battlefield. It was deadly for both adventurer and kobold during this fight. However, during a point where Coldheart thought he had finally triumphed over this corrupted Marked, his meteor swarm, no, not meteor, his powerful, his dropping a small hill onto Uldred the Mad only revealed that the man had been a simulacrum the entire time, as all that was left was not a dead body, but instead a pile of snow and ice. That was when the real Uldred took the field. And Coldheart, with a number of adventurers now wounded and a number of people having lost their lives, retreated by amassing a huge gate, of which he and the remainders of the expedition managed to step through before they were overtaken by the powerful storm magic of Uldred. Unfortunately,
that was why he couldn't really deliver it by simulacrum.
Unfortunately, as the scouts reported the casualties, they noted that a couple people were left behind, and he had to cast a couple of spells to tell the news. The first people he told were the people of Ironcrag, reporting that they would be back soon. Luckily, with not the entire expedition destroyed, but still a group of enemies, a dragon's minions being the match of an archwizard was not a thing to be minorly concerned about. But then he had a couple of personal matters to attend to, of which, across to the outer planes, he casted the sending spell with one of the few magic, with the last bit of mana that he had left. Ruben, during our expedition, it is likely that your cousin, Rowan Rosewood, was lost or captured in battle. I have failed you and the people of Ironcrag. I am sorry.
You're just killing people for our backstories.
No.
Oh, left and right here.
He's giving us attacking each one of us to get us to pull apart in different directions. You guys realize that, right?
I didn't think of it that way. Adrien is just kind of like, okay, yeah, but he's not so happy with the forces of Tereth at this point.
But that is the news that you get, Ruben.
Now we know that the Uldred the Mad is truly evil.
But actually, you would not know that quite yet. You would need to get information from the expedition to Ironcrag before you could figure out what had happened. From this story cutaway was told from your guys' perspective. So all Coldheart would know is that there were two very dangerous corrupted on the field. He would not know their names necessarily. But if he described them to you, you would be able to piece together at the very least, who that one of them was Eldred. Eldred the Mad.
So Adrien wouldn't necessarily know that Vilvith was there.
Nope.
But the name Vilvith wouldn't ring any bells to Kazi, would it?
It depends on if you talked to Kazi about... it depends on if you talked to your party about the dream that you had.
Oh. Yeah, he didn't say anything. Oh, okay, alright. Because I'm not sure if I ever told them I was looking into the Divine Forge. Does the name Vilveth ring a bell?
No? Kazi says, not particularly.
You can make a history check for this one.
Oh, nice.
Okay, because Adrien is curious if it's anyone at Emberfell.
14.
With 14, it rings a bell. It's definitely some sort of ancient figure from legend. But besides that, you don't really remember anything about any facts about the name, just that you've heard it before.
I've heard the name before, Kazi says with a shrug. But that's the extent of my knowledge.
We can figure out Alright, yeah, I did tell them about the dream. I did tell them. I do remember that now.
But didn't you leave a part out?
No, not the... I would have left the part out of the original dream, that we were in the Divine Forge, but the dream with Eldred... Because I know he told Kazi, because, we know how to get there, because we saw it in the vision.
Yep.
We just wouldn't be able to get out. And that's the problem. Because we had a whole discussion about that last session.
Yeah, I remember now. Is there anything we can do about this right now? Kazi says with a shrug. I know it must pain you that your uncle is unavailable and potentially in grave danger, but is there anything we can currently do about it?
The only thing we can do is try and figure out maybe how to meet with Eldred to get the book. But I'm not entirely sure that would be a good idea.
I would almost rather find your uncle than trust Eldred at this point.
Yes, but where would we find him?
Your owl did bring a message from him.
Yes, and all he said was send help. Actually,
Did your owl track it? Or return to where it was sent from? Are familiars able to do that, Andrew?
Yeah, a familiar would be able to remember where it's been.
I am stupid. Why did I not think about that? Technically, in canon, Adrien would have only gotten his familiar 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Maybe 7 at this point. So his uncle may not have had much cause to teach him about familiars.
That reminds me, now that it is morning, you are visited by, once again, the wheel speaker and the mayor. There is a knock at your door as you guys are discussing these things. You let them in?
Yeah.
Letting them in, a halfling walks into the room carrying a very large bag, a sack of something that seems very heavy, and he sets it down. This is a lot of money. Actually, you know what? Maybe we should pay him some other way. And he tries to grab the sack and starts dragging it out of the room, and then the wheel speaker stands in his way. Mayor? All right. For your participation in saving the city of Westwood, I grant to you your reward, paid for in coins. You can't submit any complaints because of this payment. There's a lot of rules around the guild. If they give you something in kind, you can potentially appeal it, but that's about as much as I know. You open it up, and you have been given 6,000 gold pieces.
No.
Hold on, 6,000?
6,000 gold pieces, many of which are paid in platinum pieces, but you guys can separate it out into whatever currency you want.
Okay, so 6,000 gold pieces. Are we dividing that 5 ways or 4 ways?
I would assume Celsi would get paid.
Yeah, we've divided loot with Celsi in the past.
Yeah, I think we have to. Just to keep it consistent. Because we don't want an NPC getting mad at us.
in canon, she has helped us a lot. She found us the gauntlet. She's probably saved our butt in multiple fights, and even in this fight, she's the only. Yeah, it is. And even in this fight, she's the only reason that several attacks hit. So she not only dealt damage herself, I think, she multiplied our damage. Especially with the extra damage thing on top of that.
Alright, so how are you guys separating out the money?
1,200 each.
1,200 each?
1,200 gold each?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 120 platinum.
Jeez.
Yeah, she's gonna take that in platinum because she can't carry 1,200 gold pieces.
I know!
Or she can. But it's really heavy.
Oh, shoot.
That was like 30 pounds.
It's in gold. It's in gold coins. Or
I just deleted how much gold I had.
I did that once.
Shoot.
I think I had 352.
Okay, that's fine.
Might be off by a bit, but I thought that's what I saw. And I don't know that I have any screenshots.
Yeah, I have 100 platinum now because I don't want to carry around.
Shoot.
I have almost 2,000 gold on me now. And I have 1 platinum.
Kazi has a lot of money on him. It's making him really nervous.
Can I make a stop at the bank? Can I?
Yeah.
Can
Is
I
there a
invest in
bank for that
Bitcoin?
matter?
Can I put all my gold
Fantasy
in crypto?
Bitcoin.
Yes, you could. You can actually. There's a bank within the
Elf
within
coin. I want to
within the
invest in
town.
elf coin.
Elf coin.
Elf coin, you double your money in 1,000 years.
Seems like a terrible deal to me.
Not if you're an elf.
Okay, I would say there's a in Westwood. I'm not sure. You could find like the Merchants Guild would be able to hold on to money for you, but as opposed to a bank, the Westwood unfortunately is a little too small to have a bank. You would be better off finding a bank in Whitewall. Yeah, so unfortunately, I would say you don't have a spot for it. However, you do have a place you can spend it.
Oh?
Quigley's?
Yes, Quigley's.
Dude, we gotta hit up Quigley's.
Right now, you only have a common key, but you can use that to buy an uncommon key. And then you can have access to a wide variety of uncommon items. And also, I will tell you that I have restocked the store with different items this time.
Oh my goodness.
If you wish to peruse. I even have a selection of rare items if you want to pool together your money and buy a rare key and then purchase a rare item. Though that would take, rare items are around 4,000 gold, so you'd have to pull your money together.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is almost 10:20, so I would say this is a good point to end the session with you guys deciding. Actually, do you guys have a general idea of what you are going to do so that I can get set up for that?
Well,
For next week?
Yes, for next
Oh,
week.
I know this is going to sound really annoying if we have other things we have to do, but Kazi, no matter what you guys decide, is going to go straight for the other place. What's it called?
the fortress.
Yes, he's going to go straight for the fortress.
All
The
right.
one by the ruins with Clint? Or are you talking about a different one?
No, the
No,
one we're
the-
supposed to be heading to.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I said north a bunch of times, I meant northeast for the Fort Marshlight. That is where you have been told, Kazi, that there that is currently being besieged. The mayor did mention it during one of your previous conversations, and your father told you that that was going on, which might have which might have increased the issue of the rooks with many of the fighting soldiers now gone from Westwood. Yeah, the Westwood definitely had a crisis. The Adventurers Guild, the guild having infighting, many of their soldiers gone, and Rock showing up. Quite the catastrophe.
I'll be gone next week, though.
Okay. I guess we'll have to do this. Either way, I guess we will leave that up to next week. Oh, by the way, do you guys want to know what I called the quest for the Rooks quest?
What?
Two birds with one rock. I had that written down. I had the name of it written down ever since I worked with your backstory, Joel.
Oh,
I don't know.
I know you're so proud of that one.
Two birds with one rock.
That is both bad and hilarious at the same time.
I think it's awesome.
I'm gonna place
Such
that.
is the nature of puns, though.
Oh, also, before I forget, that has been finished now that you have. Now that you've dealt with with Magnus and dealt with the Rooks and finished that quest up, everybody gets 300 XP. I almost forgot.
Yeah, more XP.
Yep,
No,
300
500
XP.
for giving us the saving the town. Okay. Never mind.
Yep, for completing part of your backstory, Kreth.
Awesome.